And one sentence, he turns back and says, "Where are my eyes?" And like that my hair stood up. He said, "Where are my eyes?" And then he pointed to the back of his head. Incident that took place in Kodaikanal in the year 1994, when I had the opportunity of being with Swami in Kodaikanal for almost a month, and we used to have three dining sessions with Swami: breakfast, lunch, dinner and tea session. And that is the time I realized how little Swami eats physically, because I was sleeping just outside Swami's room. So we know that there was no other food that Swami was eating. He was only eating whenever he came to the dining hall to eat with us. And that's it. For all the 30 days, his food session used to be 2 to 3 minutes maximum. And the rest of the time he would walk around and talk to us. He could maybe eat a chapati or two maximum. They're very small ones. So this incident took place one night during the dinner session, and some guests had arrived just that time. Swami's special guests they were, husband and wife, and we had around 9 tables in the dining hall on which various students used to sit, and then some of these elders used to be sitting on the table next to Swami. So I was sitting kind of opposite to Swami's table on the far end and watching Swami. So Swami, as these special guests arrived, Swami teaches us in so many ways through his life how we should treat, when we say Matra Deva Bhava, Pitra Deva Bhava, Atithi Deva Bhava. He goes to the table where this couple were seated, and some others were there, like the current All India President, the ex-All India President. He was also part of this experience. And Swami, what he did was, Swami's table was opposite to their table. Swami wanted to serve them because these two people had just entered, so they had not been served, and everybody else had already been served. So Swami lifted out a chapati, 2 chapatis from his own plate, which were on his plate, and he takes out these 2 chapatis and puts one in this man's plate and one more in the wife's plate. As Swami was putting it there on their plate, the chapati falls down. Before anybody could react, there are so many people waiting to react, and before anybody could react, Swami bends down, picks up that chapati which had fallen down. We call those as pulkas, dry chapatis, small dry chapatis. And Swami picks up the chapati and puts it in his own plate. And he takes out one more chapati from the chapati vessel and then puts it in this guest's plate. And they were shocked, and everybody around and all the elders, "Swami, why did you do that? Please don't do that." And Swami told, "Hey, keep quiet." Swami just kept them quiet, and he walked away. So as Swami walked away to the opposite table, Swami's back was towards these people as well as towards his table. His back was towards his table and his face was towards where I was seated. So I could see what Swami was doing. He was talking to the boys on that table. As this was going on, one of the elders looked into the kitchen area. The kitchen door was right behind Swami's table. So one of the cooks was standing there, one of the person who had that opportunity, and this elder looks at him and signals, "You please take away that chapati from Swami's plate." But he cannot speak because Swami is sitting there, so he just did signaled with his eyes. And this man had not seen what had happened, so he was wondering why he should remove the chapati. So he didn't listen at first, and when the eyes were frowning that much, so he came gently and he was going to pick up the chapati from Swami's table, and then Swami made a movement there, and this boy got so scared that he ran away and acted as if he was looking here and there. He did not know how to react. And then the elders got even more upset that, see, the chapati could not be lifted. And then Swami again turned this side, and he was again talking to the boys. This time the elders, admonished this person and told him to remove the chapati. So he came very quickly, and he of course had no idea of why he was told to do this. So he lifts the chapati and puts it in the chapati vessel and puts the kerchief over the chapati vessel. Nobody could react, okay? The moment he put it into the chapati vessel and covered it with the kerchief, Swami very gently, I can't stand and show you the way his gait, very gently he turned back. 100% his eyes were all the time in my direction, he was talking. Gently turns back, and just like action replay, Swami walks gently towards his table, doesn't even look up to see whether there was anything in his plate or not. He just gently went back, action replay, lifted the kerchief, took out the chapati, put it back in his plate, and one sentence, he turns back and says, "Where are my eyes?" And like that my hair stood up. He said, "Where are my eyes?" And then he pointed to the back of his head and said, "There also." There also, both sides. And then before we could react, he says, "Start Brahmarpanam." So that was a tradition. We started Brahmarpanam, we had no choice, and Swami's eating was only when we do Brahmarpanam. So that 1.5 minutes when we did Brahmarpanam, Swami sat down and ate that chapati and finished his food. As usual, I said 30 days, that's what he did. But what kind of a learning? One side, Atiti Deva Bhava, how you should treat your guest, how not to waste, how he was so humble, he did not bother about the fact that the chapati had fallen. He could have just told some boy to lift it. He himself bent down and lifted. He shows it omniscience also in the process, and then he ate the same chapati. So this was a lesson which I'll never forget.